Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Rascal100. I hope you're having a great day today. In today's video, we'll be checking out the best defenders in Rainbow Six Siege. Everybody loved my attacker one. I'd say it's pretty widely accepted that all my picks are the same as your guys's. I think my defender tier list will be slightly different than your guys' defender tier list, so make sure to watch all the way through and let me know which ones you agree with and which ones you don't agree with. Let's get right into this video. Remember, guys, ignore the attacker icons at the bottom. We'll be going through defenders today. I'm going to start off with the duo, Smoke and Mute. I'm actually really curious what people think Smoke and Mute belong in. I think, personally, I am going to have to do this. I genuinely do believe they are both S tier. I think you could argue for potentially Mute being A tier, or even Smoke A tier, but I just feel like what they bring to, I'll explain quickly, a shotgun and an SMG, okay, both fantastic guns, arguably for me, the cleanest shotgun in the game, and SMG-11, probably the best gun in the game if you can get a grip of it. So for me, they both go in S tier, they both have a shotgun, an SMG-11, two of the best guns in the game in my opinion. That shotgun is so clean to use. They can make rotates massively important in higher elos. I think you almost always need a Smoke and a Mute in every single defense hold. I think you could argue for one or the other in every single one. I would like to know why you guys think they might need to go in A. I'd really like to hear down below. I think I'll do what I did in the last video, is I'll put them in S for now, and then I'll quickly at the end of the video look at where all the operators are, maybe move them around. I think it's really hard to put operators right at the beginning in the top tier, but I'll come back to them. I just think they're so solid. Okay, this one might be a little bit of an interesting pick. I don't know what you guys think. I'm gonna have to put Pulse in D tier. So E tier is obviously belonging for people I don't think are really useful at all. Pulse does have a use, don't get me wrong, but his only major thing for me that he has is a C4. His gun is shocking, his gadget's okay. I do feel like it's not outdated, but it only really plays, it only really works when you have a team of everyone communicating. You can get yourself a kill, but how slow it is to come out the gadget, I just don't rate Pulse. Obviously, if you guys don't know, I don't really like Pulse anyway. I don't like playing him, so for me he's always going to go low in the tier. He might go in C, but I think he could also go in E, so I'd like to know what you guys think. I'm going to stick him right in D. I feel like he's not an E tier, but I don't think he can go into C tier. Castle for me, see Castle, might fight for Castle in B tier. Let me just stick him in B tier while I talk you through my logic. Castle has a super shotty, whatever you want to call it. Super shorty. It's not. Wait, now is it super? Wait. I'm confused. Is it super shorty or super shotty? I don't actually know right now. Anyways, he has a shotgun, as we know, which can make rotates, which is what you want. I think he has proximity scanners, which I think is what you use with him, which again, very useful gadget in Siege at the moment. He has the UMP, unfortunately, but he does have the 1.5, which Pulse doesn't have. So again, another one up for me. He has 4 Castle gadgets. Obviously, it only takes 9 melees to destroy now, but I feel like he is an underrated operator. If you play him correctly, you can hold sights easier. It blocks off line of sight. Obviously, you got your toes still can be shot, but I genuinely think with the Castle speed increase of deploying Castles and all that, I genuinely do think he's a B, low B, not high B. He's a low B, potentially C, but I do think he's underrated in Siege at the moment. I feel like he could still do with a tiny buff. Maybe the UMP needs a buff, in my opinion, but I think I'll be happy with him to be in B. Like I said, guys, this tier list is definitely a little bit more edgy than the last one. The attacker ones, I feel like attackers are quite, they belong in this tier, they don't belong in this tier. Defenders, I feel like, can be argued a lot more depending on what site and obviously how you play them. Right, I'm going to do these two together because I just think they should go together. I'm going to put Doc in B, and I'm going to put Thunderbird in A. Doc in B because he has the MP5, the 1.5, which is a very nice combination with a gun and sight. I'd say it's probably one of my favorites in the game. His stims are still useful. I don't care what you say, they still are useful. He has a bulletproof as well. He could go in C. I'm actually thinking about C now, but I'll stick him in B for now. Thunderbird A. See, this is where I want to put her in S, but I'm not sure if she's S, only because her gun's obviously insane. The spear, God gun. C4, yes, C4s immediately go up a tier for me. Is she S tier? Like, she's not the must-bring operator. Also, she does, obviously, her gadget can stim attackers. You can obviously carry one of her K-Kona stations around and then use it as a self-heal as well. So it's kind of like a better Doc, obviously, in my opinion. So you can't really control where the heals are, but you get more heals, etc. The more I think about it, I might move Doc to C, but I'm going to stick him in B for now. He might get changed. Let me know. These are all kind of interesting picks and a lot harder to pick. If Doc goes B, Rook goes B. I think Doc and Rook basically are hand in hand. Rook obviously has the 2x, which Doc doesn't have. However, he only has armor, which I think it's probably fair to move Rook ahead of Doc, you know, because I think Rook brings everything that Doc does, but slightly better, apart from obviously not being able to res people. But then you could argue then him giving 4 people 1 extra shot potential is kind of like better than 3 stims. So I think because he has the 2x and Doc doesn't, I don't think Rook should have the 2x if you want my quick opinion on that. I feel like they should have the same sights. I feel like he could lose the 2x for me. He is probably just a slightly better Doc. Let me know what you think. That's quite an interesting one. I think about it now. I never really thought of it like that. This pains me, you know. This actually pains me. I think I am gonna have to put Tachanka in E. He's so obviously goated in the Siege community. His gadget is fun, but it's so clunky. It's a bit like Gridlock for me. It really only comes in ever so often. His gun's good to make rotates, obviously, but I just feel like there's literally... The reason he goes in E for me is because, like, for example, Pulse has that one thing he can do. Tachanka's one thing he can do. Other operators can kind of do better. Obviously, no one can really fire off areas, but I feel like, you know, a C4 is better than the fire. Legion's better than... You know, all these other gadgets are better than Tachanka's. His gun isn't that good, if you want my honest opinion of me using it. I haven't used him that much, so I can't really say. But unfortunately, I'm going to have to put Tachanka in E. Don't come for me, the Tachanka lovers. I do love him as a character. I just still think he needs a mega buff, to be honest. You guys might hate me for this, but I think Ratcan/Capcan is A tier. I don't know why they buffed him. I don't know why you can put more gadgets on the doors. Absolutely, it was a mind-blowing buff to me. I think it's a buff, personally. He has the 1.5 on whatever his gun's called, I can't remember, but a 1.5 on a gun is sick. Then he has a C4, which is sick. I'm not sure what speed he is. I think he might be 2. I'm not quite sure. You might have to let me know. But then he has 5 gadgets and 2 of them can kill, so he actually can get 2 kills from his gadgets, which is absolutely mind-blowing to me. That's a thing. Obviously he's incredibly annoying. It's a bit like Frost. You have to look for them, which can also get you killed. Incredibly strong roamer. I think Capcan brings a lot, not as much in higher elo. I will put that as a caveat. I'm just putting Capcan because I'm trying to talk about normal medium of players, like normal siege lobbies. I'm not talking about your champions, your diamonds, etc. I don't think Capcan gets bringed hardly ever then, because obviously you check for those. But I just think as a pure base operator and tier list, he should be A. I think he's really, really criminally not underrated, but I feel like I don't know why he gets buffed, is basically my point. I hate him. I think a lot of you guys do as well. Get rid of him, burn him. I'm joking. I think he has to go in A for me. Oh, Bandit. What am I going to do with Bandit, guys? Oh, Bandit for me. See, I almost want to put Bandit in C, you know, just because, but then is the whole gun thing. Let me stick Bandit in C because I'm really not happy with Bandit. Bandit has the MP7, fantastic. He has the C4, fantastic, great. That's just alone what makes him really good in the game. But he's so bad at the moment in the current meta of Siege. There's so many ways to stop him. You basically, 2 teammates have to help a Bandit trick now. Otherwise, you get shot from below, and Ash comes below, Sophia comes below, Buck. Then you've got nades to deal with. You've got Twitch. You've got Thatcher, Callie. It's just there, and then obviously trying to stop a thermite. There's so much going on for him. I just feel like he just hasn't got the buff. If his deployment speed was buffed, he'd be in A tier. He could argue him in B tier. I feel like maybe Castle and Bandit could go in the same tier, so I might move Castle down to C. But I'm gonna put Bandit in C right now. Let me know what you guys think. I feel like I want to find him real quick. I'm going to put Kaid in S. You might be wondering why. I think Kaid does everything that Bandit does, but better. The MP7 is probably slightly better than his gun, but it's not that far off. They obviously both have a C4 as well. Bandit has 4, obviously, and Kaid has 2, but Kaid can do 3. I think people forget this. Kaid can do 2 walls and a hatch. Bandit can obviously only do 2 walls and can be easier stopped. Kaid's easier to hide. You can actually have some nasty Kaid spots. I think I'm going to do a YouTube video on Kaid spots soon. I feel like Kaid is almost a must bring on a lot of sides. I think that's why he gets target banned a lot. I genuinely do think he's S tier. I like to know what you think. I think every operator on defense who can bring something that another operator can do but better, but also has good gun and utility, for me deserves to be an S tier. And once their presence is removed from the map, it makes it easier to attack. I feel like that's an operator that has a heavy presence, so belongs in S tier for me. Part of me, guys, feels like I'm going to end up stacking the S tier with a bunch of operators. But I think I am going to do this. I think I'm going to put Yeager. Oh, he's going to high A. And then let me find Wamai. And I think I'm going to put Wamai in S. Just for right now. Part of me wants to put Yeager in S as well. However, Yeager at the moment feels like Wamai is basically better. And I feel like I can't put Yeager and Wamai in the same tier. That's just how me works with tier list. I feel like Wamai is a slightly better Yeager. But however, actually, the more I think about it, guys, I'm not sure about this. I feel like Wamai is still a better Yeager. But I think the more I think about it, the more Yeager does need to be an S tier as well, because it's kind of these operators that are must-brings in certain maps and are fantastic characters. Yeager's recall isn't as bad as it used to be. I think I'm going to have to re-sneak him into S now, boys. While my obviously has, I think, is it 6 in total over time? Yeager has 3, but obviously they recharge now over time. So I guess they kind of do the same job. I think if you bring both on certain sites, it's incredibly annoying. So yeah, I'm gonna have to put them in S. Let me know what you guys think. I really don't know what to say about these two because I feel like they go on S and every single tier list. But I kind of wanted to put Yeager in A for something different. But I feel like the more I think about it, the more that's a little bit stupid. So I'm gonna put them both in S for now. The more I think about it, the more I might move Mute down one, but I'm not sure. I'll get back to that. Right, guys, we're going on to Frost. I am gonna put Frost with Bandit because Frost has a great gun. She did lose, I think, the 1.5x she had, and that made her gun feel so much cleaner for some reason. I was using her loads, then she lost it. She still feels clean. Obviously, if you place her gadgets in the right spot, she does get kills as well. To get rid of it over shields, for example, you have to look down and shoot at it, which allows someone to swing and while you're shooting down, etc. All those little things, but again, I don't think she's cap can leveled, and I don't think she's quite a B tier. If she had the 1.5x, I think she'd B tier. I'm going to keep Frost pretty simple like that. She also has a shotgun, so she can make rotates. Just a decent operator, a bit like Bandit. I feel like they could both be stronger in their own way. So Valkyrie, for me, has to be S tier. At this time of recording, she can still throw her Valkyrie cameras outside. I know they're trying to change that. I think, for me, when she can only throw her cameras inside, she'll be A tier because I think people think that's a major nerf, but I don't think so. I think she's going to be annoying in a different way, just not quite as strong as she is now. A good Valkyrie camera can literally win you around. It's simple as that. One that you can't find, you're looking for ages, it's mass, yellow ping and everyone, can literally win you around. I think Valkyrie solo queue is the operator you want to learn to grind solo queue, because if you can give good callouts and you queue Valkyrie properly, you will literally win rounds for free. It's insane how much this character is underrated in my opinion. Valkyrie has an MPX, I think she's 2 speed, has a C4, Deagle packs a punch if you can use it properly, 3 cameras, S tier, as much as Siege S tier gets, Valkyrie's S tier. Moving on to Cav, I think you guys know what I'm going to do. Bonk. Oh, actually, no. I think she's going to go D. Don't think she's quite as useless as Tachanka. However, she does feel kind of useless because if you play the game properly at high elo, she gets thrown out. But again, I said that wasn't going to make this tier list high elo based, so I'm going to make it neutral. I think Kavira has obviously that one ability, which is called Interrogation, which basically wins you around as a defender a lot of the times, or at least gets you a few more kills. So that alone is more useful than Tachanka's, but I guess Tachanka's is kind of useful in a sense. I'm just going to put it in D because she obviously has a shotgun or a little submachine gun. I think she's probably just D rated. I feel like I'd get too many hate comments if I put in E, but I feel like she could go in E. Echo, alright, Echo, I think like 2-3 seasons ago was absolutely S tier / A tier. I think Echo's changed now where his yokai drone doesn't go invisible anymore. It's quite a big one. It's like quite a dent in his, I think, pick rate and play. He's still quite good. I think he, basically the reason I'm putting him in C is because I think Frost is quite good. I think Bandit's quite good in their own way. They're just not as good as they used to be, is my opinion. So C is almost like they were better than they were, but right now they aren't, if that makes sense. Like C tier for me is basically like characters that could get a little bit of a buff. I think he's good, has his moments, good played with other characters as well. He just isn't as good as he used to be. Has good gun. I think he has a shield, and has a cool bearing 9 as well. So yeah, he has the kit. He just doesn't have the gadget strong enough for me to put him into B. This one might shock you guys. I think I'm going to put Mira in A. I'm looking at A. I'm trying to think. Mira is not S tier, I don't think. Mira used to be S tier for me, but not anymore because of one simple change. The melee of her window. I thought when they announced it, it'll be a small change that wouldn't really affect it much. There's so many times I've not almost even sacrificed myself, but just gone for the Mira so I can melee it, so it just stops all vision. She used to be S tier. She could maybe even go B tier right now, I think, but I'm going to put it in A because I feel like if you put your Mira in the right spot and you actually have people play around the Mira, so I'm talking like no one can get to destroy it, then I think Mira is incredibly difficult. Like I'm thinking of Oregon bottom floor, that one where the hatch is and there's 2 walls and you put one mirror there and you look into barrels. That's an incredibly annoying mirror. There's one in Outback now, so there's just certain mirror spots that will just genuinely win you rounds and will get you some free kills or free kills. So I think she has to go in A. She could go in B in my opinion, but she just isn't S tier anymore. When I watch tier lists, and I do watch some tier lists actually because I'm quite interested in what people think previously in some seasons, I see a Legion get put in D/E and I'm like, what the hell, boys? Have you guys played Legion? I don't think Legion's A at all, but I'm going to have to put him into B tier right now. His T5 is a hell of a gun. He used to have 1.5 on that gun, which I'm going to be honest, I'm kind of sad he's gone, but Legion's very crutch. I don't know how many he gets in total, but he gets a lot. Obviously, in my opinion, you want to play Legion as an anchor, like really want to stay on site. You kind of want to put all your goon mines down, Goon mines not only slow the operator and do damage, they also make an audible noise, which is very crucial to siege defending. He has impacts as well and a great gun. I don't think he can go into A. I can't see why people put him into C and D and E. I honestly don't. Obviously, it's easier to see the goon mines now than it used to be, but I feel like a good Legion will genuinely, again, it's a bit like a worse cap cannon in a sense, because it doesn't do as much damage, but will genuinely win you rounds again if you do it right. So I don't see how people can put them in C, D, and E. Let me know what you guys think, but I'd be shocked if you guys don't agree with this one. So at the time of recording this, which I think is literally the last couple of days of January, Ella, I would actually put Ella higher up the list, but her shotgun just got nerfed. So if you guys don't know, I was an avid shotgun Ella user because I think it was so busted. Now she's more like normal, so I'm going to put her in C tier. A bit like Echo and Frost. I think they also just nerfed the Ella mine itself, so I don't think it disorientates you as much anymore. It doesn't make your screen move. I can't remember the exact nerf. That's my bad for not knowing. But I feel like she's just basically getting nerfed and nerfed and nerfed in terms of shotgun. Because I do feel like Ella was quite strong, to be honest. I feel like Ella right now is sitting in a decent place. The Scorpion doesn't do that much damage, but it's a high fire rate. Incredibly powerful gun if you can use it properly. I'm still trying to learn it properly. But again, just like the operators, I've explained this tier list for obvious reasons. I think she just goes into C now. She was better. She still has a purpose. She just isn't like fantastic anymore, but she isn't at the bottom either for me. So C is where she belongs. Next up, we have Vigil. Vigil for me is going to go into B. I genuinely don't really know where Vigil belongs in this. I'm going to be honest. I thought about this one. There's probably a cut in between. I was thinking about Vigil for a minute. I feel like Vigil his gun is really good. He's obviously one of the best roamers in my opinion because he can go invisible to drones. But if you're a good player, you'll know that. He has impacts again. I just thought he was a bit like a Legion to me. He was like, if you have a good Vigil, they'll win you rounds. But he isn't like must pick or game changing, but I didn't think he was bad. I think he's better than the C tier and D tier operator, so I think B is where he belongs. I quite enjoy Vigil. I do respect the Vigil mains out there. I'm not very good with him. I was thinking about this one for a minute, but I am going to put Alibi in B as well next to Vigil, because I feel like her gadget is cool, but it only gets you a kill every so often, and even then, because of the delayed ping on the floor, sometimes you peek the angle where the ping was and you don't realise they've moved, obviously, because people move, or sometimes they do stand still and it gets you off guard. So I don't think it's like as strong as Capcan's or Valkyrie's kind of ability. Her gun is really fun with 1.5. Her gadget is fun. You can play it properly and you can make a difference. It's a bit like Vigil and Legion again for me, and even Doc. Played correctly can be very annoying and very good in their own way. I just don't think it's A or S tier. I think there could be an argument for her to go into C or A again, a bit like Vigil and Legion. Let me know what you guys think about these three operators. I'm genuinely very curious what you think about these three, where they should go if you agree with my placement. We've got Clash. Clash is going to go in D for me because she's not E, of course not. I feel like that would be criminal to put her in E. The right Clash can obviously be very annoying, but there's a very easy counter Clash, which is called running towards them. Eventually, as long as you have full health and there's another person, you'll always catch up to them, be able to melee them and shoot their legs, the corner of them. So there's a direct counter to Clash. Clash is only incredibly annoying when there's someone playing with her or playing it properly, or you've got to worry about someone else on the map. That's when she becomes annoying. I think a lot of people think Clash is this like broken character because they don't know how to play against her. It's very obvious how to play against her. She's just only annoying with other people. So she could probably go into C, but I don't really rate her like shield swapping kind of combination. I just don't think her kill potential isn't there is what I'm trying to say, and I don't think I could ever put her in C, B, A or S at the moment. I don't think she's E, so I'm going to put her in D. I think you guys will probably agree with that one. So my thinking about Mozy is I've got to put him in A if I put Mute in S, because I still think Mute is slightly better than a Mozy, but however, Mozy obviously takes control of their drone, he can put his drones in certain spots. So you could be an argument for him in S, but I think the Roni nerf has been a little bit annoying. I feel like pre-Roni nerf he's probably S tier, but right now I'm going to have to put him in A tier because I just feel like he has the C4, he has the 1.5. He has the drone kind of ability, but obviously drones can only go outside for 3 seconds now before you used to be able to go outside for like 10, I think. So he has actually had a few little nerfs. I think he's very solid. He obviously still has the commando as well. I think he's very solid in A. I just can't see him. S to me is almost like a must bring to sites. I don't think Mozy is almost ever a must bring, if that makes sense. So I think he's very solid, a bit like Thunderbird in A. He's a great character. Has every reason to bring him on sites a lot of the time, to be honest. And if you can use the Roni correctly, he's great. So I do think he just belongs in A, to be honest. This pains me to do this, and I'm honestly going to put Warden in E. Not because of what he brings in terms of like gun and C4, even a shotgun SMG 12/pistol combination. He just for me, it's so frustrating having Warden in this game where we actually have heavy flash stun, like not heavy, but like it's used quite a lot at the moment, and he just is kind of just not being touched enough for me. Like that sounds really weird, like touched, no, not like that, but you know what I mean. Basically, for me, he needs to have that buff, and I don't understand why this hasn't been implemented. I really think strongly in this. I would love to know what you guys think. Is that his ability is just passive? It's like maybe he has like 5 usage of his ability, so he's using it all the time technically, but let's say someone throws a flashbang, it just doesn't stun him, but that's one like utility charge gone, so maybe only 3 of them, I don't know. Instead of him like a smoke getting thrown in and he has to stand still and the ability pops, it just seems so useless in this heavy quick swing meta at the moment we're in. He just feels like a bit like a Tachanka to me. When I see a 1 on the board, I'm like, oh, I mean, what you bring in, you only bring in his guns basically, is my point of view on it. And Sieges, there's actually no point of bringing a guy just for his guns when you've got all this ability and all this utility to have in the game. Like, why would you pick a Warden when you can pick a, like anyone on A tier? Do you know what I mean? Like anyone there is better than him. Even anyone on C tier for me is more useful than him. So yeah, that's my thinking with him. I think I'm putting him there because I almost want, not that I will, but like Siege to look at it and be like, yeah, maybe Warden doesn't need a buff. You know what I mean? It's kind of my thinking of Warden. So Goyo for me is another one of those characters that is just going to go into B tier because I feel like, I think his gadget is getting reworked. I feel like the heavy shield usage with him is quite annoying. Badly placed Goyos can cost you rounds. He's got the Vector, he's got the C4. It's a great combination of things going on for him. I just can't see him going to A. Honestly, guys, I don't really know where I stand with Goyo. He just looks like he fits so well with the B operators. Doesn't really go into C yet. I'm interested to see how his gadget rework will go. I think the Vector C4 plus shields, you can look behind the shields, is a good combination. You just kind of want to play a Goyo on certain sides. He's very strong. He just is an A tier for me, and he is an S tier, so I think B tier is the correct tier. I just realised I was going this whole time without addressing my boy Maestro. See, Maestro is a difficult one for me, because part of me wants to put Maestro in A tier, because his gun is sick if you can use it. A good Maestro player genuinely clutches rounds left, right and centre. His gadget is still sick. However, what partly wants me to move him into B, let me know what you guys think, is that you can melee. It's a bit like Mirror. You can melee them now, which again for me like just is a little bit less strong now. I think I am going to put him in A for now because I feel like a good Maestro, I'm really bad at Maestro, but a good Maestro player genuinely is very annoying, wins rounds. It's 2 extra cameras on the board. A great gun. I think he has impacts. So yeah, it just brings a lot to the table, and very well placed Maestro cameras genuinely win you rounds again, but not quite as strong as Valkyrie. So I think A is kind of fair. He could definitely go into B though, but I think I'm going to just put him in A for now. This one's a bit of a curveball. Listen to me through with this one. I actually think Oryx is A. I know you might be thinking, whoa, Rescue, have you lost your skull? He has the T5 of the 1.5. He has rotation making ability. He's probably, in my opinion, I'm trying to think of all the roamers off the top of my head. He's basically the best roamer in the game, in my opinion, right now. Let me know what you think about that. I think he genuinely is. I'm not sure. I think he's 2-speed. But his gun and his ability now, I think they buffed his dash, so he dashes quicker and there's less of a cooldown. It genuinely feels like when I play Oryx sometimes, I can do very, very risky spawn peek or like a swing, and then I can dash like forward to get out into the next corridor, which doesn't allow them to shoot me quick enough. I genuinely think he doesn't get used enough. I'm only putting him in A because I think he doesn't belong in B because he's slightly too strong for B, but he is bottom tier A, does that make sense? And he's situational again. Like a good player will make him very annoying. I don't think he's like a bring, if that makes sense. Like a lot of the characters here for me are a much more common bring than Oryx, but I feel like a well-played Oryx, and what he actually brings at the moment is very, very strong. He can climb hatches. Obviously, he just becomes a menace if you roam him properly. Like if you roam with him properly, like how I imagine Cav should be played, like he just seems incredibly strong to me. He can like run around the map constantly, like he can go from A to B very quickly. He can also climb hatches. He just seems like a nightmare to kind of deal with in my head right now. And he's got the T5 1.5, which is one of my favorite combinations in the game. I am going to fight for him in A. Let me know what you think. Very bottom of A though. He's nowhere near your Mirrors, your Capcans kind of level. He's at the bottom of A. Definitely like close to B. Guys, I've been looking at Maliciously for ages now, and it's genuinely annoying me because I don't know which one to put him. It's been S or A. I don't know. I think I could argue for both. Let me just put her in S for right now because that's where my brain is like slightly leaning towards. Her MP5 with 2 impacts. They removed her C4 to kind of reduce the combination of like C4 plus Banshee combinations. You also now can open and shoot the Banshee, which obviously makes them annoying, but it takes that little bit too long a lot of the time for it to open, which does get you killed and is very distracting. Plus you have to look at it and shoot it again. I just feel like she's just one of those characters now that she's basically like a better Legion, but Legion's in B now when I think about it, so it's really annoying. She just has everything that you want from someone to slow you down, and you know, the impact slash. I think she has a bulletproof as well. She's just so good, and well placed Banshees genuinely do win your rounds on defense. So I think I'm gonna fight for an S right now. When I look at the S tier and I see her there, I don't think, oh no, she shouldn't be there. So I think it kind of feels right to put her in S, but definitely can go in A as well. Aruni for me will go into A tier. I think her Roni with the 1x makes you play closer range, which is quite nice for her. She has 3 of them, which obviously is a gate that makes it hard to go through. I think it does like 30 to 40 damage if you run through it, so insane. If there's like 10 seconds left, they have to run through it. It's an insane amount of damage. You obviously can, I think they recharge every 30 seconds, I want to say. That might be wrong. You guys know better than me with these kind of things. Yeah, I just think she's low A. A bit like Maestro with me. Good Aruni's on the right map will genuinely win you rounds. I don't think she can go into B yet. Yeah, I think it's just as simple as that, guys. I think you guys will agree with me this one. This one doesn't really have to be fought too hard. Thorn, I will actually push Thorn all the way up here. She's definitely A, but higher up the A list than the rest of them. I think Thorn into A because her gun packs a punch. I think it's like 2 body shots, maybe 3 to kill. The gun's fun as fuck as well. I think that counts into the list. Her gadget's really strong as well if you use it in combination with Legions, Ellas, Malusis, etc. They're very strong. Has a shield as well. Just a great all-round op. I kind of just want to say this from Ubisoft. I think they did a fantastic job with Thorn, how balanced she is off launch, to be honest. I don't think I would really change Thorn, to be honest. Maybe like 3 less damage. Maybe make it like a 3-shot if it is 2-shot body shot, because that does seem a bit crazy. I don't think that is quite right. I think it might be 3-shot. Do let me know. Otherwise, I think she's absolutely fine gadget-wise, combination with everything. Right, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that tier list. I end up not moving around any of them. I'm kind of happy with it, actually. The more I look at it, it's in front of me right now, the more I agree with it, to be honest. I think there's arguments for all of them to either move down a tier or move up a tier. I get that, but there's obviously general gist. Obviously, I'm talking about all balancing in the game, in terms of talking from copper to champion. Obviously, I'm not a champion casual, but kind of putting them in between. I think how they are in all ranges. There's a lot of players that will put castle higher, or, you know, vice versa. That's fine. Just let me know what your general gist are, which one you don't agree with the most and which one you agree with the most. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I really do appreciate it. There'll be little time click things you can click on screen right now if you want to watch a new video, and subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks so much for the support. I appreciate you guys, and see you next video. Much love.